Lieutenant Bandit of Valkyrie Flight 225. We're coming in off your starboard bow, requesting verification of your point defense envelope depth. Bandit, this is Nana. Alex didn't waste any time expressing the relief she felt. Depth is 100 kilometers. I say again, 100 kilometers. We've got 3 bogies that need your attention. Roger that, nah. That's what we're here for. Be aware, you have another 7 bogies closing from astern. But don't worry, we've got them. Bandit's voice was light and cheerful, despite the fact that he had to know that he and his fellow pilots would never leave the system. Even if the Na could reduce her speed enough to allow those Valkyries to land, her landing deck and hangar bays were no longer operational. Bobby, Psycho, close up on me. We're going in. Godspeed, nah. Good hunting, Bandit. Alex cut the connection. Sweet Jesus. Greg hissed over the now-restored command net. The battle net was still inoperable, leaving the command deck cut off from the rest of the ship. There are only 3 of them. And where the hell did Valkyries come from anyway? We're too far out for them to have made it here on their own. I don't know, and it really doesn't matter. All that matters is they're here, and they're buying us some breathing room. The flashing light of an incoming communication drew her attention to one of her panels. This is the Na, Alex said, opening the channel. Go ahead. Oh, thank God! A hysterical-sounding voice came back to her. This is the Hervor. We need help. The captain's dead, and we lost our broadsides, and people are dead all over the ship, and— Calm down. This is no time to panic, she snapped into her mic. Yeah, right. Greg's voice muttered in her earpiece. Alex couldn't bring herself to comment on that. Now let's start over. Who is this? Lieutenant Malloy, ma'am. Okay, now Lieutenant, who is in command over there? I think I am, ma'am. The captain's dead, and I can't get a hold of anyone else. The panic was beginning to rise in his voice again. That's fine, Lieutenant. Alex soothed, trying to head off another round of hysterics. Are you in contact with any other ships at this time? Yes, ma'am. The Suna. Good. Do you know who is in command over there? I spoke with Ensign Effant, but I don't know if she was in charge or not. Malloy's voice was becoming more level as he seemed to be getting a hold of himself. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, I want you to slave the Hervor's sensors to the Na. Then I want you to contact the Suna, find out who is in command, and get them on the line with us. Alex ordered, giving out simple commands that would help to calm the lieutenant even more. Muting her connection with Malloy, she turned to Higgins. As soon as you get the feed from the Hervor, I want you to get their positions relative to ours. Lieutenant Donahue, addressing the NOS navigation officer, Alex continued. When you have that information, plot us an intercept course. Let's get those ships in close. Both officers voiced their assent, and while they were turning to their tasks, Alex reestablished her connection to Lieutenant Malloy. Okay, Lieutenant, what have you got for me? Ma'am, I have Ensign Effant on the line with us. She is the ranking command officer of the Suna. Very well. Status report, Ensign. 90% casualties, 2 laser mounts and 1 torpedo tube operational on the starboard broadside, 1 missile tube and 1 torpedo tube operational on the port. We have exactly 17 missiles left for our remaining launcher. The ensign's voice was a wooden monotone, a clear sign she was in shock, but at least she seemed to be tracking well enough to provide what Alex hoped was accurate information. Point defense is offline, and there are multiple hull breaches throughout the ship. Thank you, Ensign. Lieutenant? As the lieutenant began his report, Alex watched the nav plot update with their new course to rendezvous with the 2 frigates. She was relieved to see that the Hervor and the Suna were already close enough to support one another, though as damaged as both ships were, there was not much each could do for itself, let alone its mate. Status change. Greg's voice called out across the command deck just as the navigational plot updated to include another ship. New contact. Looks to be a Xan-Sskarn destroyer. I'm not reading any plumes or energy fluctuations, and she's headed our way. The destroyer that Greg just picked up was undamaged and fresh, ready for a fight. which in turn meant that the two heavily damaged frigates